Open windows, shut doors. Pay attention to what grows and what doesn't. What was and what wasn't. Various, what I've been ever since I was born. At the commencement, I adorn squash, beans, and corn. Lots of strings and horns. Over the beat, swing of a horn. Outdrum the outcome, the child of athlete is back in action. Fact, not fashion. Most y'all internet has-beens, more like commercials. With whack acting, from commercial to action. I'm laughing back up to laughing. I spit man, God, civilization, John G. Jackson, like a Gatlin, the last dragon. Cosmic memory of an Atlantean. E3 technology is who I am in skin. Walking the landmass is Atlas. Some say I'm batshit crazy, but that's the masses for you. Can you blame the people? Most been trained to be feeble, tame sheeple by the evil who means to keep you cashless in the fastest society, where the vax and the mass are the blame for the dying spree. You the root race, they medieval. Eat the cheap food they feed you or read through these fools. Restorer or rebel, can't play God unless acquainted with the devil. Polarity you choose, acquainted with its level. Frequency, distance is an illusion, so please unveil the confusion. Look beyond the shadow of the late, a hollow year. See the far and distant lands where tomorrow appears. Put it in perspective, decision of each being the latest, most accurate vision of peace, where each one teach one to reach one, freeze one from under the treasonous thumb of the impeached one. Remember, all skin folk are not kinfolk. While I hold a sword in my left hand, I write a pen to pen quotes. Word to see Lord L, I'ma be more hell to these foreigners till they leave our air, land, and seashore and sell their asses right back across that agua. Screw y'all's dishonorable dogma. Something proper with no lube. The past 25 years I've been the son of solitude. The oil that fused my chakras is cruel. Love my people towards the evils. I'm heartless and rude. Firstborn of Inkle, the dawn of the twinkle. Twinkle little star, I got bright and I could think too. I blink through a wrinkle in time. Rip Van Winkle and rhyme. And my shit stink too. To link you to source, yes, you rather have AI sink you. I not only know the ledge, I'm on the brink too. They wanna extinct you, your essence is viable. Crimes against humanity, no oppressors liable. They try to write on my recital, yet my presence vital as the session's title. Welcome to the seventh cycle. The heart of man is as the sun, the reception order for the divine ray of spiritual intuition descended unto man. The brain of man is as the moon, the source of human intellect. The body of man is the earthly vehicle. Let the sun impregnate the moon, or let the spiritual fire prompt the human intellect. And let the result fructify in the womb of a purified body. And you will develop the son of the sun, the quintessence, the stone of the wise, true wisdom, and perfect happiness. I teach you up. The human heart cries out for help. The human soul implores us for deliverance. But we do not hear their cries, for we neither hear nor understand. But the man who hears and understands we call crazy and flee from him. This is a call to my ancestors. Rid the land of damn settlers. Turn our signs to hand gestures. Whether we feeling immense pressure. Some store each clan better. Planting a devil to stand the weather. It's a must we band together. Put that on Abraham and Esther. From Castilians to conquistadors. Iberians and traitorous Moors. Didn't arrive as friends to us, whether as slavers, invaders, or disguised traders. Missionaries, Islamic Christians with dictionaries. No mutual goal to coexist. Those warships in our tributaries. Military tactics to test shores. Foreigners have no respect for treaties and oath. Why expect more from those sworn to conquest except war? They didn't bring women during the invasions. The minds were on rape, miscegenations, the spread of mis and disinformation, which manufactured the miseducation of the soul. Carter G. Washington, Robert Taylor Holmes, Marcy and Brooklyn, projects and hoods where we were pushed in Cali to Florida. Hardly cushion. It's like the terrorists, never ending shipment of American Indians from Belize to the Caribbean. Gives I shot the sheriff meaning. Shut my field can be read, no book. Flows in my veins were prepared with no hook. Behind the back pass with flair, no look. This beef is rare, get fed, no cook. We're peaceful people, they call us animals. True truth of the matter, they were cannibals. Practice the clean religious traits. Evidence tangible, check the annals. Apprehend this beast flammable. Feel free to critique this cannibal. If your brain's deeply manical, release or get treated devil. Used to be Hannibal, I talk black hole. Fighting the line, now I can teach back about this. Big muscle drip up to tussle with Uncle Sam, Big Brother, and his clique. We put that on Abraham and Esther. It's so much we band together. Plant and the devil just stand the weather. Sound strong, each clan better. Whether we can feel in the man's pressure. Turn our signs to hand gestures. Rid the land of damn settlers. This is called to my ancestors.
I just got doing vacuum sweeping and I'm blowing ashes everywhere.
Based on real life.
I had to roll a little medicine last night. I'm straight it out. I had to roll a little medicine last night. I had some video uploaded. I went outside. The internet's fine. I'm one of my neighbors. Internet's fine. Everybody's so fine. So they all up in my phone, y'all. These monkeys really think they're gonna figure something out. They're not gonna figure out nothing other than what I tell them. You know, that's how dumb they are. And then they have the people at the very top. Don't let nobody know nothing. Seeing people dying at certain times. See everything happen. And they essentially, I don't care. Bring more. But the thing is, this is how stupid they are. And it just, all it does is make the hair stand up and make me go, yeah, well, if they only had a clue.
Memorize psalms and other passages of scriptures after learning.
I didn't get to do it Sunday, so I had to sweep. I still got to finish mopping the kitchen. I took all the water bottles. I got to start preparing the cycle. I should know better, right? I got to start preparing like 30 of the bottles to start re-purifying the water, that crap that's coming out the faucet. So I'm starting with 30 at least, and then I'll get the other 90 or whatever bottles and fix those up. I'm going to, when we get down there, when I get down to Tucson, I'm going to go ahead and buy 2 of those either 100 or 200 gallon water containers. There's a way to do it even with your buildings, but there's a way just to build stands for rain runoff, to run it in through a filter that doesn't remove minerals, but remove all the heavy debris. And then you could take that and run it through a separate filter that you can build yourself that will increase the mineral output in the water. It's using certain stones and rocks. It's a lot of stuff, guys, because there's stagnite, there's a certain kind of crystal and stalagnite that in caves that you run water past it. It's like getting, you know, all kind of minerals. People don't know these things. My brother T left this. I let him know so I can share it. It's very, y'all get you one of these, all right? The video upload is mostly for the ladies, but some of the brothers are young ones, okay? To sit down and watch. So these are very good. I actually have a gray and a green one upstairs. Where you put your phone in, they get a little. Let me show you because he has nothing in there, okay? It was on the side. I don't know if maybe Al wanted to keep something of each one of them. I don't know. It seemed like, so you see this is how big it is. You put it in, you fill it down. And Faraday is like what I was saying, like as far as Mylar and stuff like that. So just to let you know, see the inside? And then some of them will have silver lining and stuff. And what that does is it helps. It doesn't completely do it. Like when I was telling y'all about getting the garbage can made out of tin, putting the wood and the rubber mat on the bottom and the top using silver tape, and then put your battery, put your extra phone batteries, a couple extra phones you have them use that can use the SIM card just to be able to reach out. Crank hand radios because you can burn the things out in there. Put that in there, and then put some more Mylar wrapping around it, some more cardboard around it, or rubber peppercorn, right? Put 2 car batteries. You can put a whole bunch of Duracell batteries. A whole bunch of wires. If you have some of those wires that have like the little boxes that have the little microbes and stuff, you know, the little circuits and stuff in there, right? Those get burnt out with a powerful enough EMP. But you put it in that container, you cover it, you silver tape it. That is EMP proof, okay? Now your vehicles, I hope you have a whole lot of fuses. Got some extra copper and gold wire. All right, because when the EMP strike your starter, listen here, you feel things that are electric, they're not going to work unless you have hush pudge, something you can put around it that gives it some form of protection. Which we're not going to get into that. Okay. Other than that, no. If you got a diesel, you can push start it. You can get it going. Like I said, and there's a reason why they made the cars, starting with Japan, all this electronic bull crap. That was so they could let them do it over there because we would have stopped it watching it. Then once it was processed, brains under the seat, the Honda, blah, 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 Volvo, Europe, they brought it here and it was only to mitigate, to be able to shut your vehicle down, to control how it performs, and be able to stop you from keeping it going in case an EMP strikes. Never read a book for knowledge of myself, the silence I felt, not from waters of wealth, but from rawness of my breath. I received meditatively, my mother and father educated me off the fake. Hey baby, Snoop, Jay Davis, what's up, beloved? What's happening? What's happening? Good to see you in the house. Delusions, what's up, baby? Benjay, what's going on, beloved? Old Mac, yes sir, yes sir. It's good to have y'all. Hey, I'm Baby Girl Slaughter. I'm gonna make sure I get everybody. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, what's good? What's good? They started to say, yo, you look more Spanish or German. Or, look, over here, man, everybody's coming up to me now. I guess they're watching right there. When later on they're watching us or they work. They're like, yo, what? I'm like, yo, just like relax, yo. I'm like, just relax. Everything's gonna tie in soon enough. All the way up into the 1800s, we were the majority of the people in Europe and everywhere. Those are our lands. We built them up. That book that Kiramio sent me, the Britons and all, that's one out of thousands. I've been over there. It's not like they don't know, but they come here and they look at you, and you look at the people like Troy Dortch, like that idiot. The complacency with a lot of people mitigated on the terms of a system that shows its manipulation of the younglings, and then you have no say so because you don't know no better. I mean, we're the true Republicans, the Republicans of Tartary of this great nation, the old world, where it all started. Functionally, not all of it started, but where, as you see, most of the world right now, look at this. France, their leaders are no different from the fake Zionists, the ones in the fake in Westminster Castle, all fake in Edinburgh, Scotland, over in UK, all them fake kings and the people in this office over here down in South America, all of them are the same Goujar. They done sent French foreign legions to Ukraine. Like, what? And you have all those melanated people in the legion. But you have a lot of Ukrainians. And legion's supposed to be about something different. Though they always want to be involved in every war. I guess they got something to prove every time they got their ass whooped. I'm just saying, they are behind it, and you would think that the legionnaires would be smart enough. Just like the Wagner Group, right? They had a whole bunch of Africans in there. But they don't show you that because, as I said, the media and everything's, I'm telling you, you need to have your mind right. But more than that, your entire existence. And you turn down every time I've offered you to come out here. You created every excuse and everything, and you think you know what you're in for. Hollywood cannot do it no justice to what's really going to happen. But you think. That means you believe. That means you don't know. And then you lack responsibility authoritatively to be responsible of yourself. Ergo, why I'm uploading 2 videos, and it's based on you are your first responder, but most of y'all are irresponsible. Therefore, you don't know how to respond because you have no responsiveness to yourself, though you walk around believing that you're doing everything. Better yourself? What position? Now, I can hurt some feelings and some emotions right now. But see, the brothers came, they know. Those who holding on to some fake, I'm feel this way and all, you're on your own drug now. And a lot of these people running around in costume, a lot of them were put there. When I say position, there so that way they can bring in a fake UN. No, the first thing about this land are this fake ass policing, to which when you see the Bass Reeves, picture of Bass Reeves in his last day standing on the corner with the pinstripe, meaning he's about to retire, the brother on the side, both of those are Indians. The brother up behind, and there's a light-skinned brother who looks like he's pale-skinned, or you know what I'm saying? Who's one of ours. They were the people that taught all them little garbage things. Them little garbage things you see standing there that was working to mitigate the destruction of our old world. But they had brought in a lot of bad people that had to be rounded up. And Bill Bass Reeves was even going after a lot of our people, going after the dangerous ones. who are danger to them coming here. See, a lot of people don't know the stories. That's why I like to see everybody keep posting stuff. And I'm like this. They can't see the betrayal, huh? Because they painted a fake Lone Ranger, huh? Then they turned around. We always knew who it was best for you. But everybody was told to be quiet. Tonto wasn't this Italian, but was one of our people. All right? Not a Mongol, Gog Magog, none of that. It's not our problem that they got feelings. We don't care. And then you keep looking at it, and the further you realize, y'all start to see things, and even a lot of them are starting to see what it is. But what the problem is, they've got y'all misconstrued based on the conception of a young bunch of children who have been running around because of your ignorance. Our ignorance. Well, it wasn't mine, but y'all's ignorance. Because a lot of people didn't live when I was telling them. A lot of that food is garbage. It's chemicals, everything. Everybody was like, no way. And your mammies and your pappies. Those of us born in the 60s and 70s. Our mammies and pappies were some of the laziest summer bastards ever walked this earth. Trust me. That's why I'm grateful for my grandma. My poppy knew, but he had his issues. All right, war does things, and also the history of it in the family. When you want it gone, and so you knock out, you blind out from it. Remember, he was 45, and I was 20 something when he. All right, he was 40. All right, I was when he went to a coma on Bloomfield Ave by Lackawanna Plaza, where it used to be Lackawanna Plaza, across from T-Bell and what's called store moving, Columbus, whatever that goofy moving company was, by a car lot. I was 20, and he was 40. He was 20 years my senior when he went into a coma. He passed away at 45, 46. Well, I went to see, came back. They flew me off with, cruises are usually within a 4-year period. You can make a cruise every year, but usually we make it every other year. So I made about 2.5 cruises in a 4-year period. And they flew me back. I mean, he was about 45 when I pulled the plug. I pulled the plug because he didn't need it. I refused it. He said, never had me on none of that. And I stood by him. But my auntie, his sister, was always there. And relatives made sure they visited Pops. About a year or so later, he used to come. But he knew who I was. Everybody said they didn't get it. Like Mama Tina, she wouldn't talk to nobody. When she was in her 90s, 95, whatever, when I went to visit her the last time in North, and I was pissed off at my grandmother for having her in a hospice. And I remember telling them African ladies that if I find out y'all did any dirt in here, you won't be able to run nowhere. It's not the case. I'm telling you the truth. And they were really scared of me. And she succumbed at 96. But she only remembered me. My grandmother was here. My brother, if they was to get the hair out their ass, they tell you, yeah, she would talk to Jimmy. I can't say nothing else. But I like the system right now and how it's playing itself and how most people think they're smart and they don't know nothing. All they do is put warnings out, or they do this, or push a little harder, or they put an idiot over here. And I don't like to use that language, idiot, but it's a reality. Okay? And most of you, when I say whatever it gets you, you should have got it when I first said it. When you come to the realization, see, this is what y'all do. You set yourselves up for failure. Instead of succeeding, you wait looking for something that was already there. You become complacent in your own reliability. All right? And then when you circumvent it, you looked at it, you realize you made all excuses. And even at that moment, you will make another excuse because that's practical to you. You don't know how to free yourself. No, really free yourself. You have no idea. They'll free you, though. It ain't the kind of free you think. But they're going to free you. Okay? You hear what I'm saying? I want to read something. I had to play it in the background a little bit. I know earlier it was loud and everything. We was just going back to back, right? So, don't lie to me. I know a lot of you have a hard time chopping onions and garlic, ginger, and even if you're eating taters or yams or sweet taters, because you can do it with sweet taters or yams. If you're going to make a stew, you can make a stew with those things. You get your miso pao, right, which is carrots, celery, and onions, right? Put in cheesecloth, or you just stir it in there. Excuse me. If you got some ghee, like butter, or some, if you can't find one-time cold-pressed olive oil, leave all that other stuff alone, because it's seed oil. It's a perversion. But if you can get avocado oil or something, or do it yourself, go ahead and put a little bit in there. So you're making like your own little roux with a little salt. You don't need to add pepper right then and there, okay? Pop you in about, a tenth of a teaspoon of cloves, or put you 3 cloves into the water, let it just stir away, okay? If you really want to season something, that's the best way to season like a roast or something like that for those who eat it, okay? Most people prefer to sear it in some butter, which is the best thing. But the seed oils, do not use those, because why? Well, what are the worst seed oils for your health? Canola, which is rapeseed oil. Corn oil, y'all should already know that by now. That's not an oil ever meant to be used for cooking, all right? Because what is it? It's it's trans fats. We're talking about omega-6s, right? Cottonseed oil, the worst thing in the world. And that was with intention, because it's known what that does. Grapeseed oil, rice bran oil. Why would anybody want to use something that can use to make concrete and that you get arsenic from? All right, soybean oil. You already know what these bastards have done, but they've done it with the purpose of what they've succeeded in. More heart attacks and everything else. Safflower oil and sunflower oil. They're not cold pressed. These things are chemically processed things. And even if they weren't, they're not meant to be used that way. Okay? When you eat fruits and stuff and you get a seed in it, right? It passes. Though minerals extracted very lightly, it passes because it has no purpose to root in you. Okay? Nor were the oils in it meant to be pressed out to be established in you. All right? Are the 8 worst seed oils you may want to avoid. It's not you may. This is them playing calm, because you know why they're playing cautious, right? You know why, right? I'm at the top of the bracket. Because all the fast food restaurants, all your fancy chicken joints use the garbage. You remember they used to say vegetable oil? Are you aware that vegetable oil was a processed oil that used canola and corn, and all that stuff? That was never meant to be cooked in. Crisco was lard. Original was pork or beef fat, which we used to collect on ourselves, which I usually make my own. I will strain it. I have the grates and everything to strain all the fat whenever I fry, like steaks, you know what I'm saying? Lamb. And I mix it into a thing that's like a ghee. And the problem is, it's you can refrigerate it. It's perfect. It doesn't become trans. It doesn't become that omega-6. And see, people don't know that. That's why I say it's not meant for us to eat meat, but we're in a different state. Your bodies have been manipulated to a certain point. Vegetables and stuff are the best answer, but your body's going to have shock. Give me a dope fiend. The guy's been on dope for 20 years. Let's get 10 years. Let me take him off of it cold turkey, and let me give him something else. He's going to get hooked on that, and still every once in a while want to go back to his heroin. Yeah, I don't think y'all get it. And they've been playing you and making you hooked on stuff, and this stuff messes with, especially when you're low frequency or energy is low. You have this thing where you're thinking, right? You believe that you're thinking because you don't know. And all of a sudden it's, you're not even hungry. You're actually satiated. So what's the first thing you run off and do? KFC's right there. Burger King, McDonald's is right. Taco Bell, Burger Kill, McDef, and Taco Hell, whatever. Chick-fil-A, okay? Kentucky Fried Chickens, children's, all right? You run to them places. And then what's even worse, because they were the best, a lot of these Mexican restaurants have fallen into the same trap of the crap food. And even though you know that at one time it was a lot better, they weren't using that processed flour, they weren't cooking in canola and peanut oil and all that other stuff. Because you got to remember the peanut oil that which getting created, it wasn't manufactured the way it is right now, industrial-like, which is with chemicals, phthalates, and all that other stuff. So it's totally different from pressing raw nuts. That is a different oil because you could consume the peanut. Now, for men, peanut butter does mess with your testosterone levels. I'm only saying that unless it is raw. Cashews are not nuts. Are y'all aware that cashews made in Hindustan? Are y'all aware those are not peanuts? Do y'all know that? No, I'm asking you. Do you remember they was pushing those? I stopped those. It was my favorite. Why are they so good? Brazil nuts, macadamians, okay? Nigger toes. Those are what we grew up. Those are what we're familiar with, okay? Peanuts, of course, we're familiar with them. If you're eating them just the way they are, fine. But when you start getting into the heating process and everything else, and the oils are removed, the natural oils, and then it's compensated with an added hydrogenated oil, that's how peanut butter becomes so smooth. Because peanut butter, real peanut butter, I've made my own enough, is hard as rocks. And the oil, you have to get down in and stir it back up just to have in this. That's why we used to have them big pieces of bread like you see like that, and the marmalade, which is homemade. They have industrialized the stuff that didn't need industrialized. And if you remember going back to the 70s, and if you, for those who remember the 60s, what they were saying is the world is starving. No, it wasn't. This epidemic was based on these drugs they were creating that was messing everybody up. And the wars and the famines for people leaving their homes and being destroyed, and these corrupt politicians all over the world allowing this to happen with millions upon millions of lives dying. So what do they do now? How many of y'all go and get those ice cream cones that what's they called with the little chocolate up top? How many of y'all get that? What is that called? Are you aware there's no dairy in it? Every bit of that thing is sugar and chemicals. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it has the chocolate with the nuts on it and stuff like that. I'm sharing something with you because you need to know. Our ancestors up until the 1800s wasn't frying no goddamn food, all right? So I don't want to hear nobody talking to me about what we used to make. We made hot water cornbread, we made hot water hoe cake, and we baked it on an open fire. And if you don't know this, then you don't know nothing, okay? So just listen and learn. Okay? Why does Coca-Cola and McDonald's have a deal with the hospitals? Why did the feds, with so many numbers, run down on P. Diddy's houses? Besides it being a distraction, because you got a lot of feds, and I told you this, that are part of these child trafficking and everything else. Why they go and do a hit on a person? Why they have certain people who look like they're ex-ODA? Because that's what the hell they are in their hit teams. And they move in a costume. Okay? That's not my world or your world, but that's the world that exists. Okay? Like they need you healthy. Look, I don't even have to look at this. I have all this information right here. All this, tons of it, and I'm getting notifications. The thing I was going to share about the soybean oil, it's even worse than you think. How many of y'all remember when they started making GMO corn, right? And then went and started doing GMO soy. But at the same time, they're trying to tell people what they can and can't grow nothing because of a carbon footprint. But what about the scientists that keep messing with chemicals and polluting the air with those chemicals? What about all the plastics? It was up to 91% aren't even being recycled? You and I can recycle plastic. We can make fuel. A young man, in his teenager, showed that you can make biofuel from plastic. Now, is it carcinogenic? From what I've seen, no. A lot of us can take the plastic. That's why I don't use detergents. I have them. In case you gotta use that crap. That goes back into the water. That's where your PFAS is, all the leaching from the chemicals. That fragrance is killing people. All right? All the chemicals they shoot into the animals to make them big and everything else. It was not for nothing but to make you weaker. Okay? And y'all need to know this. All right? I'm not making no more offers to come. You show up, you better let me know you're coming. That's for sure. I hate to see you sleeping out in the damn parking lot. All right? That's how we do things. That's how I do things. But like I said, no more. So whenever I let the brothers know what's going on and they already let me know, they'll make it in a heartbeat. That's already said and done. When we get to where we're going, and you haven't met them, you start telling me, hey, just stay where you at. You held on that long, that ignorant, and now at the last minute, don't be no last minute person with me. I don't care who you are. Nobody. Tired of y'all's worthless excuses that you are a proxy of the enemy, that you don't even know it because of your stubbornness, because you think you know what you're doing, when even if I say, okay, you don't know what you're doing because you're not willing for change. That means if you're not really for change, then you're about death. Then maybe that's something biological for a lot of you. Maybe it's done seeped into your DNA. And as I said, 10% means 10%. You can feel how you want, because I'm the type of person that if I go into a place and we're on a hillside about 12,000 feet up, and you say the only way we could build a home here is we got to build it out the mountainside, make sure it's not where it slides at. So we got to go on survey to make sure it's not where a dangerous slide can happen. Then we got to build it out at least 100 feet out into reeds and trees with bamboo. Nigga, why we ain't swinging machetes? How come we ain't grabbing no vines and making our twines, letting them get some dry, wetting them down and getting them dried? Why we ain't getting no calluses? Why come we don't have a floor yet and a roof before the walls? We're going to be chopping. We're going to be slanging. We're going to be making X's and splitting bamboo. We're going to be getting floors down. We're going to be tweeding, twining if we run out of wire. You dig what I'm saying? Because by that evening, we're going to have a floor. You hear me? I don't care if I have to stop 100 times. See, this is what a lot of you don't, this is what they don't want on here. They want people who are going to rebel rouse and get you nervous and scared. Don't be afraid of anything. Man, it's good to know where you come from. But right now, where you at? What you need to be doing? Y'all think it's a game. Okay. Okay, a lot of people around here walk around thinking it's a game. It's obviously a lot of fun. See, they've been told that, oh, you're going to get the land. This is not their land in the goddamn first place. Yeah, everybody started from not the way you think. Atlantis. Atlantis was all them cities are under the ocean. We went 3 different ways. Maybe 4. I'm not here to say. We did. Okay? But that's a story for another time. Y'all keep listening to these Carlson idiots and all these other monkeys and these. Be mindful. They're going to give you tea because they know everything is going to happen. So, yeah, what you going to do about it? I've been saying, look, together in numbers, we could have done many things. And it wouldn't have been the place that you're so comfortable on your damn deathbed, but it would have been something you could look at and say, wow. Even in the midst of what may come, but then you would know something different, because there's certain things that can't be discussed on these platforms. But y'all's ignorance is what rules y'all. It rules you. Your doubts. You know what does a doubt mean? And I'm not saying no more after this. No, I'm just going to read. And they come back on yesterday because I was tired. I was so freaking tired. My legs were sore. My back was sore. I know 10. I wasn't in a bad way. I went and ran that. I had 1 bag of ice that I put up in the freezer on the side. I ran around that cold water. And with cold water, I put that volvic acid. Some of that was for my feet. You can soak in it. And a little bentonite clay. And I put that bag of ice and I climbed in it with my swimming trunks. And I was fighting, thought I was about to stroke or something because it was so cold. And I was in there, and my cat, because the door was looking at me because I got my rifle. And I was like, and I ain't had no music or nothing. And I was just trying to sound, the windows was open, not like a little, I ain't going to say the B word, but I was doing my best not to sound like, because I was, woo, you know, it was so cold. But after that, and soaking when the water felt like it got hot and I got out, I felt like a new mom. And I was like, man, I'm going to go and lay up on the side of this bed. I'm going to read this book my brother left me. Oh, young brother Omek left me. All right? And that's what I did. And I fell asleep early, 7:30, 8 o'clock. I don't know what I do. I don't know if I did. I don't remember if I did anything. I didn't want to dream. I didn't want to do nothing. I slept until I woke up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock this a.m. I think I woke up once to go to the bathroom. I just move in the dark. I don't know. I ain't bumping my toes or nothing. Climb back in the rack, laid them back. I think the TV was on. I don't know. I can't remember because I think I hit it because, the volume, I must have hit the volume. I ain't want to have nothing. Just dark, empty. That little place of nothing. And that's what I was able to have that narrative and control that narrative. Y'all gonna learn. I'm not gonna say the hard way. I'm gonna learn however the fuck way you learn. Remember, it's not about news. There's certain shows I watch where certain veterans will talk about something, or certain people mention, "Hey, you heard about?" I'm like, "Wow, you kidding me?" We already know where that's going. You know what I'm saying? They chose a side based on a lie. And most people, just because they special forces don't mean that they're not brainwashed, groomed in, stupid. Because you have those guys that look at everything and it's like, do I say anything? And they see. You have those. All right. Oh, drumsticks. Hey, baby, just popped up. That's the garbage. And a lot of it's garbage. A whole lot. My most favorite is the peanut butter cup by Ben and Jerry. But that's full of so many. When you read the side of it, looks decent. I always express to people, go ahead and really deep in each thing you read on the side of it. Screenshot it at a store if you don't want to buy it. Go home, sit your little happy ass down, write it out on a piece of paper. Then on your Google or your Brave or whatever it is you want, Wikipedia, whatever it is you utilize, don't be nosy. Whatever you're utilizing, go ahead and go ahead and read each one and what's each one concocted from, how it's made, processed, or whatever, right? Check it out and take it to note. And that way, when you go and see dextrose again, or you see this or whatever, you'll have more clarity. And you better believe it's done intentionally. Okay? Like, why would you go and get salt out of the ocean, supposedly, and then strip it of the iodine? Do you get where I'm coming from? But I know some of you still gonna run out to Chick-fil-A and get that fake ass chicken. Get that sludge made, and oh yeah, them nuggets, they real chicken breast. From what fucking chicken? The chicken that was about the size of goddamn me? The chicken that got wings that look like my motherfucking form? That's natural. I used to go to Buffalo, Wild Wings, what's that, Buffalo Wild Wings? And I'd be like, yeah, let me get 6 wings. Nigga, you just only had to give me 2. What is this, baby arms? I'm just saying. And I was like, I ain't eating that. And chicken ain't that, you know. And they had these things that, and then you come to find out, ergo 10 years later, this is how they was doing it. How do they still have a Buffalo Wild Wings? It's always what gets you is the name and the yellow and the, excuse me. Dust. The yellow, the buffalo, the wild, the chicken, it's everywhere, and it's a sports club, and you could drink, and everybody's half drunk when they get up in there, and people are dressing up like they're going to the whatchamacallit, right? But the thing is, you go up in there, and they bring you out chicken with baby arms, like you know what I'm saying? And they have other food, but you don't see how they're cooking it. At least when you go to a Chinese restaurant or whatever, if it ain't at night, we're talking about one of the ones where people like tourists and everybody, and there ain't meat laying in the corner on the floor in the back where nobody can see nothing because they got some bodies hanging there. They carving meat for certain particular, you can watch them cook. And you can even find out where they bring this stuff from. You'd be surprised if you see them eating it, you guaranteed you can enjoy it. Now, if you see them serving it, and you never see them sit down to eat, get up out of there. I used to go to North Chinese restaurant, and I wait and watch to see what they was eating, and then I would sit there and order what they ate. And I would order it while it was being served, while they was out. Hey, can I get some of that? Oh, but the Muslim ones, yeah, halal, whatever. And they had their own chickens and their own roosters. They had their own. And you know what? A lot of them feed grain, but these ones, one I went to had a place in the back where they lived at, and the chicken roamed around in the grass with a mound of, what's that? That's like compost. We put all the fruit and the vegetables and all that. And it's full. See, y'all know New Jersey, garden state for a reason. And what's California doing growing stuff? It ain't no garden damn state. Anyway, this some of the best produce and watermelon and stuff up and down I-6. What's that? Interstate, all the way down north. I ain't been on that side of town for a long time, y'all. But I-80, whatever. Anyway, That's why all was the best fruit and stuff and watermelons all the way down to Florida, the orange, you know what I'm saying? And nobody know this. Now they got the corn huskers. Nebraska wasn't a place to grow no damn corn. See, this is what I'm talking about. People don't know real history. It's easy to indoctrinate a bunch of people when they don't know no better. That was a place that had a grand city there, but they destroyed that. All of a sudden, they start growing corn there. We grow corn in Jersey. Every highway you ride down, you see wild growing corn from our farms. Wild people are dying. The families didn't keep it up because of the fake education system, chemical murders, chemical deaths, and war. And they still growing out there. Nobody owns the land. Come on, I used to ride through Millville going to Vineland, and I'm like, miles and miles and hundreds of thousands of acres of this corn just growing. And every year, nobody's harvesting real corn, real maize. We pull over, you see cars line up picking ears off, colored corn. But see, y'all don't know that because the education system ain't teach you. You see what I'm saying? Y'all rely on them instead of your brothers and sisters. And if I was there with you and I did it a block over, you'd be like, I'm coming. But because you've forgotten what it's like to be able to say, you know what, we need to up and move. Most of our families went up north. Well, you know it's not north, but you know what I'm saying, okay? I'll be grateful when I can be able to communicate with y'all the exact way it needs to be communicated, because sometimes this is a trivial thing, boy, but it keeps me sharp. That's how you talk to yourself, okay? So anyway, y'all just don't know how to do it. You'll become so settled that if a war happened, you have to do it anyway. So what you need, is that what you're waiting for? Well, they're going to give you that. Imagine saying, damn it, I should have left last year. You could save them little monkey-ass, worthless tears, dumbass. You could save it. My baby's dead. My mama. And all these things happen when these wars happen. Even civil ones. Even those, you got to remember, green on green, there's going to be a lot, and blue on blue, there's going to be a lot of things happen. And it's not going to be that you're targeted. You've always been targeted. But because you didn't listen, adhere. This is what's going to happen. It's going to happen. Listen to me. It's going to fucking happen. It is going to fucking happen. Okay? You can ignore it. You can put it off. Whatever the fuck you want to do. Listen to me. It's going to fucking happen. And you think that you know. And I'm here to tell you, your complacency, the way you're structured, regardless of what I've been able to share with you, because y'all have, some of you took it in, but you haven't expanded on it. You haven't allowed yourself to mature into it and say, okay, fuck this. You know what I mean? And don't take Cotton Club with some goofy ass mobster sitting there with some black woman with pussy like Starshine, what do they call it? Sunshine. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take that. That's the betrayal in itself. What it takes is y'all becoming legitimate in your standing and being fundamental in your founding and expressing that to be satiated. And I ain't talking about full. I'd rather see you with an empty stomach, knowing that you ain't putting garbage in it, but you're getting a whole lot of wisdom and knowledge. And you're taking yourself and you're allowing yourself to move across the plains like you're flowing water and you're standing upright. You dig what I'm saying? Being that tree rooted. But I know it's complicated. I know it's some aristocratical bullshit in your head. Well, put it aside, because that head of yours has got a whole lot of marbles and rocks that just don't seem to roll and stand still well together. Thank you. Outside. It's open. Just go out the door. You want to go out? Okay. I'm going to take him outside. He wants to run around and roll on the sidewalk and play in the dirt. Something to think about. Okay? We shut everybody up. Make sure everybody's still up in here. I don't know if anybody else came and said hi. You know, some people are very unfamily oriented. Okay? Jay, Olmec, got you. Benji, got you. Snoo, got my baby girl. Okay, yeah, it's all right. I still remember grandma using Crisco, some London bacon pans. Yo, them blueberry, them real strawberry. We picking the blueberries and strawberries right in the yard, y'all. Boysenberry, them pies would be the bomb, yo. Listen here. Oh my goodness, drumsticks. That's the ice creams. Don't. I always say if you really have to have one, eat one. Your body's going to get it out. And, get some ginger, eat the garlic at night. You know what I'm saying? Get your lime or lemon water, room temperature. Your body will kick all the crap out. Because some of you eat over thousands of those things. All right? So I'm not here to fraternize with that disproportionate ability we have to stay stuck in sickness and thought. No, saying if you choose to say, you already know what's in there, and your body, you're gonna make the change, and you're gonna make the correction after you enjoy it. Okay, I'd prefer you not, but it is what it is. The drums. I used to destroy a whole box of caramel ice cream cones. Had to go cold turkey. Yes, I got it, baby. I saw it. No, they don't. Well, they don't really melt. They do, but it's weird. You know what I'm saying? Because chocolate. You put chocolate in room temperature, bro. It's either 90% cacao, right? It's going to turn kind of orange. It doesn't really melt. But when you have that dairy in there and the sugar is solids that they put in and stuff like that, you have that not heated caramelization, that melting. You know what I mean? And that is, that's garbage. That's not even real chocolate. And then the ice cream with all the crap that they have in it, the guar gum, the xanthan, all that, man, you pretty much eating the damn rubber ball. I think that's got a whole lot of fake vanilla flavor, which is flavor, not the vanilla from the vanilla bean, extrapolated through, presses to get the very real vanilla. It's not an extract, but the vanilla oil itself. And that's a whole different taste compared to, unless you tincturize it and make it like, when you're some vanilla, it's organic. Are you where most stuff isn't organic? The FDA is so full of, and they need to and be unregulated. They need to, no, you know what? Everything needs to go. The corporation ain't nothing but a shit stick. Chuck, fill a sandwich has 50 ingredients. Chick-fil-A, yeah. Them towns get back to taxpayers for not selling that corn. Shiesty, yeah. Well, you see who's in charge. Some fake-ass Jews. I don't bite my tongue. They're fake. And until somebody want to come and fact-check me, I've opened the invitation. Even YouTube, you can come and try and fact-check me. So don't be messing around because you want war. I know exactly who y'all are. All right? You're playing careless. I told you to leave me alone, and you're too dumb with these younglings because they're gay and they're getting some testosterone. I taught martial arts. I taught a whole lot of gay folk. Just because you learn something don't mean with your DNA being fractured that taking shots and pills is going to make you better. No, it don't with those who know better. That's what the problem is right now. And they're running around all emotional. And that's why they're acting and carrying out the way they do. That's why you got dumb women. And they don't show you the ones. I watch active protection. This is sad. I watch women, police officers get knocked out on the dime. And I watched the men, and they had the tussle with this big. I watched the guy just throw cops around like they wasn't nothing, hit him with 7 tasers. But then he just gives up. He just goes, hey, man, I've been, And they realize there's something else out here. But imagine the ones that ain't out there doing dumb stuff. See, nobody's thinking. Everybody's, stinking thinking. Everybody's moving and acting on something that has nothing to do with anything. It's only relative to what they think or believe is going to work. When I say there's something else, there's something else. Even against them. Much worse. It is what it is. But anyway, I appreciate everybody coming. They still want to keep messing with numbers and all that. And as I said, and it only just further allows me to ascertain the reality of the truth that regardless of what they think they've got and what they think they know, based on what they perceive, the perceptions of what's being done, they have no fucking idea themselves. Okay? I warned y'all. No more fucking warnings. Y'all have a good day. When it's worthy and when they're meaningful. Okay?